Are you just on your computer?
Yeah, I'm on my computer.
Is it still pretty bad?
Yeah, I can like barely hear you. So let me
Um,
let me call this number.
yeah, go
Okay,
online or go online. Yeah, do the phone.
hold on just a second.
Okay, no problem. Is that any better?
Are you there?
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Okay. Yeah, that's much better.
Oh,
Yep.
awesome, 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 cool. So, so tell me what your last week has been like. Anything new and exciting? How did the presentation go with those agents?
It went really good. It went really good, and I've had a couple of coffee appointments. I just had one today, and it went really good. I'm a little bit fuming right now over one agent, but I'll get over it, and I just need to cut her off. I need to figure out how I'm going to cut her off, though.
Okay. Well, do you want to tell me what's happening?
Well, it's an agent that I've kind of done like maybe one or two deals for the last couple of years, and she's she's a pretty big producer, and
Okay.
she's always like wanting to get together for lunch and stuff. But a lot of it, I think after what happened today, I think she's using me and the agent that I'm best friends with. She's
Uh-huh.
like using us to like get information, feed information off of us, and then I think she's taking the information back to another lender. And it just,
Really?
yeah, really pissed me off this morning because I have a lady that I pre-qualified, and I had told her, 95,000 is the max I can go on an FHA because she's got a low credit score. I can't push my ratios, and so this new agent, not the agent that I'm talking about, but another agent with another company that I do business with, she took her out this weekend, and of course she fell in love with a house for 105,000. And so they're like trying to force it. And I'm playing with it last night. I'm like, you guys, I cannot get this through the system. The credit score is too low. We either step back and build up her credit score, and FHA will be a little bit more forgiving on numbers for me, or
Right.
you stay right where I'm telling you to stay, and well, the agent that has it listed is the agent that I was first talking about that made me mad.
Yep.
She has this house listed way overpriced. It's less than 1,000 square feet. She's got it listed for 105, and that area goes for $80 a square foot. So, she's way overpriced. And so that was kind of when they first brought it to me, and I looked up the tax roll and everything. I was like, wow, does this house have an addition? And they're like, no. And I'm
Seems
like,
really
well,
off.
yeah, what's going on here? And even the broker was like, there's no way this house will not appraise,
Right.
She's telling the new agent. So the new agent was supposed to call the listing agent, who is the one that I'm mad at. She was supposed to call her this morning and ask her, hey, can you give me your comps? Well, she doesn't have any comps. I know she doesn't. She just listed it for whatever the seller wanted. And so somehow the whole conversation got turned around, and she told the selling agent, oh, well, if you really want to get the loan through, then take it through to this lender that I do my business with. And the broker called me, and she was pissed. And she's like, what the hell is Jesse doing? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what Jesse's doing.
That's just bad. That's just bad business. I mean, that's a bad character flaw with somebody. I can't.
Yeah.
I can't even
And
begin
I'm
to
mad because I go to lunch with this girl all the time. We kind of are in this group. We're supposed to be going to Buffini in August together. There's 3 of us that are going. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not interested in going. I'm not interested in having anything to do with this girl, and
Right.
she's on my agent marketing. Part of me wants to just cut her off of everything, but then part of me doesn't want to be the one that looks, I don't want to overreact and make a bad decision because I'm mad,
Well, listen, ReAnn, I don't think it's a matter of reacting. I think it's a matter of you've got a realtor that does not value you and how you approach business. That is not a partnership. In my entire career, I've never had an agent play the game like that with me.
I never have either. This is my first.
I personally believe that you are the prize, and I believe that if she's not beholden to the way that you want business to be done, then you need to simply have a conversation with them and say, listen, I have appreciated the business that we've done in the past together, but unfortunately, based on recent events, I'm simply going to have to bow out as being a lender that you choose to work with or associate yourself with. I wish you the best of luck, and be done with it. And that's how I would leave it, and I wouldn't put another thought into it, because what you're doing is you're not cleaning out a closet to get ready to put better and newer things in there by holding on to that relationship even for an extra day. That's just, it makes no sense to me whatsoever why you would hold on to that.
Well, that's true. I mean, I hate to have confrontation, especially because because I don't want people out there talking about me, so I just try to keep everything as smooth as I can. But I think you're right. I probably do just need to.
Well, there's a difference between being there's a difference between being a problem solver and being a partner. It's another thing to be somebody's lackey. It's another thing to be somebody's somebody's whipping post. It's and to be used, because that's what I really feel is happening. I feel like you're being used. Yeah. You don't deserve that, and the sooner you set that boundary for yourself, the sooner that you're going to go into another realtor relationship, and you're going to identify that that personality trait exists within them, and you can bow out and not waste your time.
Yeah.
This is a growth opportunity for you to let that person go and realize that you don't need them.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. No, you're right.
From the bottom of my heart, I know it sucks, but this is something that I will not accept anybody tolerating from an agent. It's ridiculous that you'd even have to suffer through that.
Yeah. I've never had an agent do anything like this before, and I'm just like, and I was furious, and so of course, I mean, my best friend who's part of, the group that, I called her and I'm like, I can't even believe that this just happened, and she's even mad, and she's like, holy cow, ReAnn, I can't believe she just did that. And I'm like, neither can I. I mean, I'm just like, are you kidding me?
Well, that just tells you why I don't like realtors. Yeah. That's just yet another example of I think realtors are parasites. Not in the sense of them as people, but when it comes to business, they're very parasitic. Mm-hmm. It's not us leaning on them. These realtors hide behind this aura that they are the God's creator of all that is real estate. The truth is, you can go get a for sale by owner box and put a Facebook post up and sell your house. Mm-hmm. But you can't just put a Facebook post and go grab a box from Home Depot and try to get a mortgage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
That's ridiculous. Ridiculous. I would actually take this as a sign that tells you how desperate the realtors are in your market, are in need of great leadership. Yeah. They're in desperate need of quality people who actually care about relationships, not only with them, but with their clients. And that's where I would use this example as a means to say, listen, I will not allow that kind of real estate professional to work with me. Therefore, I'm seeking out a select group of realtors that I can partner with that believes in the same things that I believe. And that's why when you get to speak and you get to present and we get to talk about the things that we'll learn together, it's a chance for your agents to really buy into working with somebody who actually promotes relationships and not just uses them.
Yeah.
Ugh, I hate it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry you had to go through that.
Yeah.
It stinks.
That's okay. Actually, it's interesting because I read my horoscope every morning. It gets emailed to me. And my horoscope actually mentioned, not to the like this, but it said you will get a shocking, revelation today. And when it happened, I was like, holy cow. So I guess this was my shocking, because I really am shocked that this girl did this. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Right. Right. I'm so sorry. Yeah, well, you know what? It's a lesson learned. It teaches you something about yourself that you don't want to tolerate. And the next time you're interviewing a new agent, ask them the question that would possibly uncover that personality trait. Yeah. If you work with multiple agents, this is always a really good question to ask. You know how most realtors tell you that they have to refer out 3 business cards? Mm-hmm. Anytime I met with a realtor for the first time, that was also one of those conversations that I would open up before they had a chance to bring it up. I would always go, so in your business, one of the questions I would ask is, how do you define a successful transaction? That leads you down a path of, many different conversations, but I would always get into the whole, when you talk about referring your clients to lenders, and I know you work with a couple, do you prefer to refer one person at a time, or do you prefer to refer 3 lenders out at the same time? That question uncovers some very, very vital information about the attitude and the persona of the agent. See, an agent that is high in value and understands their worth isn't going to be interested in complicating their client's life by referring them to 3 lenders. They're going to refer 1 lender at a time, specifically related to the client at hand. So for example, I met with a past client of mine who's getting ready to sell their home. They're senior citizens. So I have 5 agents that I've referred in my career, and I have a husband and wife team that are in their early 60s that are perfect for these 2. I didn't refer them out to 3 realtors. I referred them out to Phil and Bev Anderley, and that was the only agent I referred.
Yeah.
Because that client is coming to me because they trust me, they know me, they like me. They want me to give them the direction and advice that gives them the best possible chance to succeed without complicating their life.
Mm-hmm.
And I honestly believe that a realtor that passes out 3 business cards is not clear on their value and doesn't believe that what they're doing for their clients is a consultant at all. They're simply a tool. They're a tool to give them information and let the client make the decision because they don't have any abilities to consult and to help their clients perform the real estate transaction, just like your clients right now. That agent doesn't have a clue on how to educate the borrower to help them understand the value of their home.
Mm-hmm.
They don't care. They're just reactive. They're just a tool. They're hoping they're going to get the sale.
Well, they just want the money. It's all about the money. That's what.
But it's not. But it's not even about the money. It starts with their lack of It starts with their lack of confidence.
Mm-hmm.
If somebody tells me that the home's worth $500,000 and I know damn well that it's only worth $400,000, if I'm not challenging them on that number, then I'm not doing the first thing that I'm getting paid for, which is to be a consultant. I'm simply taking your opinion and I'm hoping that we get the number. The truth is that it isn't about the money because there's no guarantee that you're going to sell a home for $500,000. All it's going to do is complicate the transaction from the time you sign the listing until the time you come to the realization that there's no way an appraisal is ever going to come close to that.
Yeah.
So I disagree with it's about the money. I believe that it's more about their level of confidence and clarity about what their value proposition is to their clients. Yeah. That's why the message of being a consultant, a negotiator, and a manager of fears and expectations is so meaningful to agents, because if you really, really, really want to make money in this business, you've got to act like the professional and give people the information that they need to hear, not what they want to hear, in hopes that the value will come in, because that's the absolute wrong way to be a referable professional.
Yeah.
And so when you get up and you talk in front of groups of people, this has to be your mindset with relationship to the agents that are out there. There's not a single agent who doesn't, I'll ask you this question. You're in a room of realtors and you ask them this one question. You tell me how many raise their hands for the first question and how many raise their hands for the second.
Okay.
The first question is, would you prefer to get a lead from like a Zillow, Trulia, or a marketing campaign or a farming campaign, or would you prefer to get a referral from somebody who already knows you, likes you, and trusts you? How many people in this room want a lead? How many of the 100 do you think raised their hands?
Well, they want the know, like, and trust.
So you and I are in an agreement that we know what our audience, which is realtors, want, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So what we want to do for them is to provide them something of value that makes us more top of mind and more desirable to work with, correct?
Uh-huh.
So why in God's green earth are we not speaking to that conversation? Every realtor is going to raise their hand. I would prefer to have a referral. Great. What makes you a referable realtor? Five realtors stand up in a room, and I just did this a couple weeks back. I don't know, did I share that with you?
You kind of did, but I kind of want to go back over because I'm doing that one deal this Friday.
Yes.
And I'm trying I need to put my stuff together, and they're wanting me to get with them today on what my topic is. So
got it. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm recording this call, so you can get a replay when we're done.
Okay.
So I had every agent stand up, and I asked them, okay, tell me what it is about you that makes you a referable realtor. The only rule is you cannot repeat what the other agent in front of you says. The first 2 got off easy. The last 3 stumbled because they had nothing of value to say. So what that tells me is that realtors don't know what their value proposition is because they all sound the same. They're all going to say what's expected. I'm honest, I'm loyal, I'm dedicated, I'm available, I tell you the truth, I don't lie, I don't manipulate, blah, 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 blah. Everybody says the same thing. Everybody. You would not expect them to say anything less. But if you're going to be if you're a client and you're interviewing 3 different realtors, what are you going to say that makes you stand out? Well, it starts with the words that come out of your mouth. So let's talk about what your value is. Each of these realtors in the room have already said everybody here wants a referral and not a lead. But yet nobody here has a clearly defined process or strategy on what makes them referable. I believe that if you don't know what makes you referable, your audience isn't going to know what makes you referable. How is anybody else supposed to tell you who you are if you don't know who you are? So let me teach you something very simple. Let me give you 3 words or 3 sentences that teach you how to be referable and articulate it in a way that makes you memorable. So that when you're interviewing clients and they're interviewing you, you're not going to be compared to everybody else. Everybody else is going to be compared to you. You're a consultant. You could spend 30 minutes on just teaching people what it means to be a consultant, ReAnn.
Okay.
If you go back to my Band of Partners Facebook posts, you'll see there's a blog in there. There's one post about a week or 2 ago that talks about being the consultant, negotiator, or manager of fears and expectations.
Okay.
The truth is that a consultant is somebody who cares. They care about you. So they're going to challenge your perceptions. They're going to take what you think is reality and make you believe that it is or it isn't reality. Your perceptions of this process are totally skewed because you don't do it every day. So my job as a consultant is to ask thought-provoking questions, dig deep, get an understanding of what your wants, goals, and needs are. We as realtors and loan officers don't ever perform that function. We simply are an order taker. We're so scared of who we are and what we do that we don't believe that our clients see us as anything other than a tool, a rate, or a fee. And the truth is they don't see it that way. They just don't know any other way to compare lender to lender. So we're doing ourselves a disservice by falling into that game of my rate, my fee, my rate, my fee. The truth is they're starving. Consumers are starving for somebody that speaks the language of what they believe in. Being a consultant is the first step to do that. Does everybody agree that being a consultant is a key role for this? Everybody's like, yes! The next thing you are is a negotiator. I don't have to tell you guys what a negotiator is. A negotiator is somebody who fights for their money as if it's your own. That means you're fighting to get them the best possible price that's realistic, based on their goals, based on time frames and agendas and money and all that fun stuff. You have to fight for your client's money as if it was your own. But be a realist. That's what a consultant, that's why you have to be a consultant first. And the last thing, guys, this is the one that every single person in here struggles with. And that's why consumers think loan officers and realtors aren't much better than a used car salesman in a lot of ways. That's because the transaction 9 out of 10 times doesn't go as projected. And that isn't a fault of anyone's. It's a fault of the lender and the realtor not setting proper expectations and managing them. When we don't manage our clients' needs and expectations because we don't do a great job negotiating and we don't do any kind of consulting, it's no wonder that we can't do number 3. Our greatest struggle is that we don't show up thinking that we are capable of doing any of these 3 things. The truth is every single one of you in here can. So ask yourself the next time you're being challenged on a commission, like, why do I have to go through you at 3% when I go down the street for $500? This is your answer. When somebody says, hey, listen, would you take 2% on the commission? I would say, yeah, no problem. Which one of these 3 do you want me to take off the plate for you, for me not to do for you? That's your presentation, ReAnn, right there.
Yeah, okay. But
Does
what
that
was
make
number
sense?
3, set proper expectations and manage them?
Manage fears and expectations. Manage them. Consulting helps you set them. Negotiating helps you prepare for them, and managing them is the very end.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, it does. No, that is good.
It's great stuff.
Yeah, it is really good stuff.
But here's the point of the conversation. These aren't just words. You have to, and I honestly think that this realtor situation that happened today is exactly the precursor to why you and I talked today. That should prepare you and carry you through the rest of the week for your presentation on Friday. Realtors are struggling to find value. They can't articulate their worth to save their life. That's why they don't manage their clients' fears and expectations. That's why they don't show up with confidence. That's why they can't tell their clients that they're out of their mind with regards to what they're asking for in value. There's so many byproducts of not doing these three things, and it shows up in your businesses every day. Mm-hmm. You can categorize the whole thing around communication.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it does.
That's it. I mean, I wish I could give you an hour-long presentation, but I think if you give them just enough, you have the right to follow up with them the day after or the week after and go, hey, listen, are you interested in learning how to speak like this and be able to partner with somebody who talks the same way? Because I have found that if I talk the same way that you talk, our chances of getting our clients to refer us, which you did raise your hand and say you prefer referrals more than you do about leads, I would love to show you how working together gives us the best chance at amplifying that relationship to get them to refer us. Would that be something you'd like to sit down over coffee and decide if we'd be a good fit for each other? Come on, ReAnn. It's like shooting fish in a barrel.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's it. That's all I got. I mean, I've been thinking about that for the last week and a half. I'm like, that's your entire presentation. You can draw it out as long as you want, but I think the less you give them in detail, mm-hmm. the better off your follow-up opportunities are going to be.
Yeah. Well, I think I only have 15 minutes anyway, so I mean, this will be perfect just to do.
Yeah, perfect.
Like,
so your topic of presentation is knowing your value.
Okay.
And I guarantee you, the ones that care are going to be paying attention, and those are the ones that you're going to have great conversations with on your follow-up.
Okay, perfect.
Yes? Was that helpful?
Yes, very helpful. Thank you, Doug. I really appreciate it. I needed I needed to have this talk.
That's why I show up.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
I'm always here to help, ReAnn. If you ever need anything, please don't hesitate to call. And frankly, I think we should keep this call every week for the foreseeable future.
I agree. I agree. Yes, I would like to continue to do that.
I'm honored.
And I'll get your projections. I'll work on that this afternoon.
Perfect. All right. Have a great rest of your day. Can you do me?
Okay.
Can you just make me a promise? When you're done with your presentation on Friday, promise me that you'll at least give me an update and let me know how it goes.
Sure. I sure will. Yeah, I will.
Remember this quote: "The devil's in the details," which is all the stuff you're working on today, but the fortune is in the follow-through.
Okay.
The 15 minutes means absolutely nothing unless you have a follow-through campaign. The purpose of the presentation is to raise an eyebrow, and then when you follow up with them to go, would you like to talk more? I mean, this is the hook that everybody's going to be like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. All right. And you're going to send me this so I can listen to it again and write down some notes?